hello, and welcome to Healing 101. If you're catching us on a replay, you better get excited. Go ahead and drop replay in the messages. We're glad to have you during and after. Get excited. So join us today. Look, this is Healing 101. And this week, we are going to be talking about things. Okay, so we're on a series called Mentally Strong People. And this week, we are talking about they don't focus on things they can't control. I don't know about you, but I used to be one of those people that tried to control everything within my power. I was totally a control freak. And so we're talking about this week, are we out of control? Are we focusing on things that we can't control, which is minimizing the quality of our life? That is something we are going to take advantage of getting better. Hey, Mom, I'm super excited for those of you all who are joining us for the first time. My name is DrMonifa Jones. I am a transformational life coach. I'm a health and wellness business distributor. I just want you to know I have 25 plus years of experience in psychology. So this is my thing, right? But more importantly, I have experience and knowledge and expertise in this field. So I want you guys to know, in addition to being a master's level psychologist, I'm also a wife, a mother, a sister, a daughter, and today I'm your friend. So get excited and welcome to the Love Tribe. So guys, I'm excited about this series we're on because we learned in Healing 101 that we must develop a self-care, self-love, self-healing routine. Hey, Chantel. And we also must make sure that we are having best practices with ourselves and our self-love journey. Because if we don't give the best care to ourselves, who will? And the best way to teach others how to treat us is how we treat ourselves. So get excited about that. So this week, guess what we're talking about this week? Control. Y'all know Janet Jackson. Come on now. Y'all know control. I don't know about you, but I was one of those people that I was not happy unless I was controlling the situation. Everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be excellent. Everything had to be neat. Everything had to be clean. Everything had to have an agenda outlined. Don't have nothing out of place. But what we're going to talk about is controlling our lives. Because where a lot of us go wrong is we actually, unknowingly, we give up our own power. And see, this is something that mentally strong people don't do. Remember, we're on the book 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. We're in chapter 4, which is titled They Don't Focus on Things They Can't Control. The book is by Amy Morin, M-O-R-I-N. So let's talk about control. I love this quote by Maya Angelou, and it says, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." You better get excited about that. There are things that's going to happen in your life you can't control. Like, I lost 2 sons. I would not have wanted my sons to die. I had no control over that situation. I couldn't wish them back to life. I couldn't wish they were here for me to love, honor, and cherish them. I always wondered, how would life be if Julius' older brother was here, right? And Julius' older brother was like, we got to take care of Mom. We have to respect our mother. We have to love and honor our mother. We only get one, What if he had an older brother to look up to, right? So I often think about, if all of my sons were here, how would my life be? But the bottom line is that they're not. So what I can't do is I can't decide for the rest of my life I'm going to let that experience of grief, sorrow, go ahead and reduce the rest of my life. I still have 3 loving sons. I'm just going to love them unconditionally. What they do back to me is up to them. I have no control over that. But I'm just going to love them all unconditionally and be thankful for them, right? So one thing I want you to know is that there are many things that's going to happen to us in our life that we can't control. We're not going to feel good about it. We're going to, it's not going to be a good thing. But that doesn't mean that it has to reduce us. It doesn't mean that it has to knock us off our journey. It doesn't mean, if we really understood, we will understand that it's a part of our journey. And it's actually strengthening us. And nothing has come to destroy us. Nothing has come to minimize us. It's the label that we put on it. So many of us don't understand how to label what happens in our lives. So let's talk about control. Let's get into it. So I'm excited about the fact that We always try to keep everything under control. So I have an assignment for you. Even if you're watching this on replay, I want you to participate. Now, in Healing 101, this is about work on the self. I'm telling you, soon there will be thousands of people on this live, and it won't be enough room. We probably break down the internet for you to jump on. But let me tell you why it's starting with just a few people. It's not exciting for you to work on you. Like, it's not an exciting topic. For me, it is. I value it immensely. I know my mom and others value it immensely. But it's not an exciting topic. It's not gossip, right? It's not slander. It's not drama. It's hard work. It's working on yourself. It's making yourself a priority. It's putting yourself first. It's loving yourself. It's finding out what makes you tick. It's finding out what are the things in your life that you need to tap into, that you need to fix, that you have absolutely been sabotaging yourself. And you have absolutely been participating in self-destructive behaviors. I don't know about you, but I'm talking about myself. I told everyone, come on a ride. This is my healing journey. And I just welcome you along for the ride. If you can get something out of it, I hope you do. But one thing I know about control, that was me. I always wanted to control everything as a mom, as a wife, as a boss, as a supervisor, as a doctor, as a clinician, as a therapist, as a mentor, as a business owner. You just want to make sure everything is just so. But let's talk about control. So here's your assignment. We're always writing, right? So the pen and the paper is very powerful. So I would like for you to jot down this in the message. I'm going to give you 13 things. This is a test to see if you always like to keep everything under control. When I say number one, and I say what it is, if that's you, put number one. When I say number two, you're like, oh my Lord, I do that too. Put number two in the comments. Okay, y'all ready? All right, get excited. You can do this on the replay as well. Number one, you spend a lot of time and energy trying to prevent anything bad from happening. Is that you? If that's you, put number one. Hey, Queen, do you try to spend a lot of time just making sure prevent anything bad from happening? That's number one. Number two, you invest energy into wishing other people would change. Number two, you invest energy into wishing other people would change. Mom says number one, me too, Mom. Number three, when faced with a tough situation, you think you can single-handedly fix everything. Number three, when faced with a tough situation, you think you can single-handedly just fix everything. Remember, we are talking about control. And what we are going to do this week, we are going to get our control, Queen, thank you, under control. So that our control no longer controls us. Get excited about that. This week, we're going to get our control under control so the control no longer controls us. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about that. Number four, you believe the outcome of any situation is entirely based on how much effort you choose to exert in that situation. Number four, you know that if any situation goes down, right, that is entirely based on you. If you're just joining us, Alex, I want you to know we're putting numbers in the comments. We are talking about control today. If you know this is you, put the number in the comment. Number five, you assume that good luck has nothing to do with success. You assume that good luck has nothing to do with success. See, instead, we have to understand that it's completely up to us to determine our future. And I know Alexandria knows that. She's always posting about us being in control of what we do. Thank you for being so honest, Queen. Number six, other people sometimes accuse you of being a control freak. No, other people accuse you of being a control freak. Number six, I want to tell y'all one time, my sons, they showed me this video and it was hilarious, but they said the video was me because I'm a clean freak and I always wanted them to clean the house. Boys are just like, they just a special animal. They just not clean. Okay. And Queen says always, right? So my son showed me this video, and this lady was walking around the house. Well, actually, where's her son with a mop on his head, pretending to be the mom, right? So she's walking around the house, and she's like, "Puff the pillows on the couch." That was me. And my kids are like, "Why are there pillows on the couch? If every time you get up, you gotta pluff them up. Get a couch with no pillows," right? And then she said, "Clean your bedroom." Then she said, "There's not enough time. Throw your bed away." And so she's just walking around the house. And then she goes into the kitchen, and then there are these little Barbie forks, like Barbie dolls, and how they have little kitchen utensils like forks and spoons and plates, and they were this big, and they were in the sink. And she went in the kitchen screaming, "Oh my God, who left dishes in the sink?" So without being said, my children were showing me that I was kind of a control freak when it came to keeping the house clean. So number 6, do people say you are a control freak? Number 7, you struggle to delegate tasks to other people because you don't think they're going to get the job right. Y'all can put 7 up there for me 7 times. Okay? I'm guilty of this. You struggle to delegate tasks to other people because you don't think they will get the job right. If that's you, put number 7. Number 8, even when you recognize you are not completely controlling the situation, you still struggle to let go. Even when you recognize you still can't do it, you still trying to do it. What in the world? Number 8. Oh Lord, this thing is all up my alley. Number 9. If you fail at something, you believe you are solely responsible. If you fail, you believe it's totally your fault. Number 10. You don't feel comfortable asking for help. If this is you, I hope I help you today. This used to be me. Now I do the smokestacks. SOS, come help me, please. You fail, you don't like to ask for help, right? Number 10. You think people who don't reach their goals are completely responsible for their situation. You pretty much feel they're irresponsible. You feel like when things don't turn out right for other people, you like, yeah, they slow. They could have fixed it. They could have did it. They could have controlled it. They could have done something different. Number 11, you struggle with teamwork because you doubt the abilities of other people on the team. Woo! Oh, they up my alley. You like, I love community and I love people, but Lord, if I hand it over to you, is it actually going to get done though? Like, I don't know, right? So it's difficult to hand it over. And the final one, you have difficulty establishing meaningful relationships with people that you just don't trust. You just like, I don't know if I can let you in, you know what I'm saying? Because if I can control what you do if I can control what you do outside of me, I don't really know about letting you close in. So guys, this week we're talking about what mentally strong people don't do. And seriously, on a serious note, what they don't do is they don't focus on things they can't control. If you think about most of the troubles and challenges and sorrows that we have in our life, if it is with us trying to control a situation that we just can't control. I know for myself, I tried to control my ex-husband. I tried to make him loyal. It never worked. Like, I tried to make him faithful. It never worked. I thought if I was smaller or sexier or cooked better or did clean better, I don't know what I could have done. I tried everything within myself to make this man faithful to me. To the end, it never ever worked. And so one thing I've learned is that you cannot control others no matter. I prayed for him. I tried to change myself. There's nothing we can do, right? So remember, one of the first things we have to understand is what is the reason why we are trying to control everything in the first place. We need to take a look at that, right? For myself, this is what I know. That I was guilty of many of the things that we talked about before, because if we look at the circumstances of all the people around us, life can be tough. So what we try to do is we try to manipulate the world around us, right? We try to manipulate the world around us so that it can feel better for us. Not understanding that there are multiple dynamics with multiple people and places. You have family, friends, work, neighbors, a lot going on. And the moment, let me tell you, one thing I've learned about releasing control, and I'm probably getting ahead of myself, is such freedom. It's such peace. When I tried to control my ex-husband, and I tried to change myself, and I tried to make him a loyal husband, I tried to make him a good father, I tried to make him a responsible man, I never accomplished any of those things. But what I did accomplish was driving myself crazy. What I did accomplish was having low self-esteem. What I did accomplish was draining all my energies because I was trying to change somebody else, right? Same thing with my sons. Of course, we bring our children into the world, and I don't want to assume anything for you. I'm talking about for me. We bring our children in the world with the dynamics in our mind that we're going to do the absolute best for them, and we want the absolute best for them. But it is not our job. Say our children decide they no longer honor, love, or respect us. That's not our job. Our job was to raise them the best way we could, and as they become adults, whatever they do with all that information is up to them. Do you know how freeing that is? Do you know how liberating that is? That you're not biting your teeth and you're wondering, oh, what do they think? Or are they going to love me? Are they going to bring the grandchildren around? Like, forget about it. Like, if they do, they do. And if they don't, they don't. It's so freeing. It's so good to know that this is what you have to control. What you do. Do you love unconditionally? Do that. And leave the rest up. See, so many of us, we are attached to the outcome. And if we think about it, of course, when you start, your relationships start going sour, you really start getting in your mind about it, right? When people are separated from your life. And I was thinking, wow, you know, a lot of times we think all we do is for others. We might have did it for ourselves. You know, I might have said, I've got to make sure my children have everything they need because I didn't get everything I needed. I'm going to make sure my children feel loved and appreciated. I didn't feel that way, right? I'm going to make sure that my children, make sure they have every step they need for higher education, for being independent. And say you do all those things. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, did you do that for them or did you do that for you? You just got to be honest. Were you just trying to control that you wanted them to be upstanding citizens? Did you just try to control that you're a single mother raising young men and you wanted them to turn out? Like, what was your reasoning? And when I tell you, when you guys start journaling and you guys start writing down the reason why you control everything in the first place, you will immediately release it. Because when I tell you, I tried to control my husband for 20 years and it didn't turn out good for me. I just want you to know right now. And when I tell you, if I could give you stories after stories of purchasing vehicles for the children and purchasing their apartment and filling it up and doing every single thing for them to be like, I ain't even saying Happy Mother's Day. Like, you think of things in your mind and you're like, what in the world, right? But what if you released it? What if you totally released it and said, I gave them unconditional love. The rest is up to God. I'm going to be free. I'm going to live my life in happiness and joy and bliss. I know my future is good. And so the moment I took control off of my ex-husband and he never straightened up, right? So the moment I took control off of him, listen, he never changed. But can I tell you, I did. I did. I became more joyful, more happy because I released control. I had no idea what my sons, my relatives, my family, my friends, I had no idea their intention on how they're going to treat me. And can I also tell you, I'm not that concerned. I'm concerned about how I treat me because I've held my breath all my life waiting for others to recognize who I am. But I didn't even recognize who I am, so I didn't qualify for them to recognize who I am. I had to recognize first, Mom. I couldn't force anybody or request anything from anybody that I didn't even request from myself. That's important information, guys, right? So in addition to that, what we do is we waste our energy on things we can't control. I told you guys, I spent 20 years trying to control someone, right? And if you read the book, and this is similar to a client that I had, there was a gentleman in the book named James. He had a wife named Carmen, and they broke up, they separated, they divorced. So he's trying to control his wife because his wife now has full custody of his daughter. He gets to see his daughter on Wednesdays and weekends, right? So he decided he's going to take her to go to the aquarium. He tells his mom, make sure she's available on the weekend. I'm taking her to the aquarium on Saturday. So mom takes her to the aquarium on Friday. You know, just trying to, I don't know what she was doing. You know, trying to up him one, right? Up. But anyway, the bottom line is that they were at each other's throats. They were both trying to be the best parent. He kept taking his wife back to court. He kept losing. He was spending a lot of money on lawyers. He was trying to control his wife. She started dating other people. He wanted to control the way she allowed her to have a late curfew, the way she allowed her to eat snacks late at night. He wanted to control all of that. And for the first 3 years of their divorce, he lived his life in misery trying to control his wife. So when he took his daughter to the aquarium, he spent the whole entire time, almost lost his daughter. He spent the whole entire time texting her how horrible that you took her, even though you knew I was going to take her. So he's spending all this time sending angry texts, rather than while you do have time with your daughter on Saturday, why don't you treasure that moment? And why don't you spend time with her? What you can control is the time you have with your baby girl. So why don't you honor that time? And why don't you respect that time? And why don't you make it the best? And after 3 years of him going in circles, spending all his monies on lawyers and losing, fighting with the wife, trying to force her to stop dating others, he ended up getting that order, protective order, where he couldn't come near her. He lost his energy, his soul, his money, his peace of mind. And the moment he released it and said, you know what, I'm going to spend all my energy in putting love into my daughter, that's when it changed. See, a lot of times, mentally strong people, they do not waste time on things they can't control because they understand that the outcome will be the outcome. Now, there are two different types of people. Now, in psychology, we definitely want you to develop a base sense of control, but there are two types of control, right? One is called locus of control. So you have two types. You have internal locus, which is LOCUS, and you have external locus, right, of control. The internal locus says, I'm strong. I can take care of myself. I am independent. I help to project the future of my world by today, by the activities and behaviors and thoughts that I have today. It molds and shapes my future. And then we have those who have an external locus of control, right? If you're internal, I want you to write I. If you're external, I want you to write E. External, those people is like anything, you know, life will be what life will be. There's no such thing as fate. There's no such thing as luck. The bottom line is that everything will be what it will be. Just flow with life. The government may take you one way. Your family may take you another way. The external components of my life, whether I have a job or education, all of that determines my future. So internal, thank you, Queen, that's me too. Internal, and there's no judgment zone, y'all, we're learning. Internal locus of control states that my control happens from within. External locus of control believes that you don't have any control over any of your environment and that all external components rule you. Money, family, relationships, government, church, politics, everything rules you. There's nothing you have control over. There are some people, you know, our locus of control can come from the way we were raised in our environment. Some people were raised that it doesn't matter if you vote, we're all still doomed. You have no control. Your vote doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. Don't care about any of the candidates. Just don't vote. Some people say, look, the world's going to be horrible anyway. No way. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. We're all set for doom and gloom. Some people are just raised that way. And then other people are raised like I was. You must work hard. You must take care of others. I remember my dad would never allow me to go outside and cut the grass. He thought that was the boys' job, my two brothers. However, the inside job was mine. I had to wash the dishes, mop the floor, wash the clothes, iron the clothes, but he believed in that woman-men separation stuff, right? And so the boys had to take out the trash, and the boys had to do the yard. But one day, I remember I'm outside playing with my Barbie, and my father's fussing at my brothers, and he's telling them, why did you cut our grass? And they're like, well, Dad, you told us to cut the grass, so it's time for the grass to be cut. And my father said, no, you see the neighbor's grass? It's higher than ours. You cut theirs first. You always look out for your neighbors. And so from that point on, my brothers always had the mindset to be community minded. Now, my baby brother, who thinks he's my father, took it to the next level. You could come in his house, the whole neighborhood, he probably leaves his door unlocked, can come in his house, he'll cook for everybody, he'll take care of everybody. So my father really, really instilled, take care of the neighbor's yard first. You know, I wasn't allowed to go outside and do any of those things, but I learned those values, and I saw those values in my brother. So the way we are raised also teaches our locus of control. Some of us believe that we have no control over life. Some of us were raised to shut our mouths, to be seen and not heard. Some of us taught not to walk in our own truth. Some of us have different religious affiliations, political affiliations, sexual orientation, and we have been taught, you hide, you shut your mouth, you be quiet, you don't expose yourself. So that means that the external components of this world, they are not going to accept you because you're a Christian, or because you're a Muslim, or because you're a Buddhist, or because you're an atheist. They're not going to accept you because you're homosexual. They're not going to accept you because you're a black Republican. And so people put all these labels and they try to control your world. That's external components if you allow it. So if you were paying attention earlier, as we went through the first things that we talk about control, I want you to know, watch this replay, I want you to know if most of those things apply to you. That whole list, I'm telling you right now, most of that list was me. I often feel like I couldn't ask for help, like I was out of control because I couldn't trust others. I was out of control because I didn't believe that I could, hand it off to anyone else. I also believe many of the things that I've actually changed my mind about. I used to struggle about teamwork. I used to struggle with many of the components about wishing other people would change. I used to wish so bad that my ex-husband would change. I'm like, why don't he just be a good father? Why don't he be a good provider? Why don't he be a loving, loyal husband? Like, I used to want him to change so bad. And can I tell you guys, I spent 20 years like exhausted and drained. And when I tell you, people talked about me, people called me stupid for staying. They said so many things between the outside world and the inside world in my head, and the horrible relationship I had with him. Oh my God, it was straight torture. Straight torture. I saw no hope in sight. So let me just save you all the trouble. Stop trying to change other people. People will be who they are. A man convinced against his will is of the same mindset still. A woman convinced against her will is of the same mindset still. You can say what you want. You can do what you want. People will be who they will be. So one thing I have learned in this life is to be the change that I want to see in the world. So I used to want to change the world, mama. I used to want to be a superhero and change the whole entire world. But now I just want to change me. And I just want to be the example of unconditional love. I want to be the example of joy and bliss. I want to be the example of unity in the community. I just want to be the example of it, and just let other people watch my life and just do the same. Hey, cuz. Hey, guys, y'all follow my cousin Mason Walton. I'm talking about the best DJ in town, baby. The best. He has the best music. So, guys, I want you guys to know that we all have an opportunity to let go, to release and let go. We think control is good because we think we are controlling the outcome. However, if we just understood, power comes from releasing the outcome. That's where the power comes. I used to try to control everything. And the moment I released it, when I try to control everything, when I begged some family members, please don't cut me out, please. That's my baby girl. Please, I begged and cried. I just got stomped on. The door just got slammed in my face. Can you please stop sending her gifts? We don't want it. Like, stay out of our lives. And when you hear that over and over and over again, you're like, you got to get the message. And although it hurts, releasing the outcome, praying for the best for all people, and just releasing the outcome and say, it's up to you, God. But in the midst of it being up to God, I'm not going to sit here and cry. I'm not going to sit here and stop my life. I'm going to be the example I was born to be. In the midst of sorrow, in the midst of trauma, in the midst of drama, I will still rise. I have great work to do. So I want you guys to know there are many distractions that will come. Control is one of them. One thing mentally strong people don't do, they don't focus on trying to control their family, control their friends, control their finances, control the government, control their neighbor. Like, you will lose your mind. Release control, release the outcome, because if you have pure intentions for joy for others and yourself, that's what the true outcome will be. But the moment you say, the only way this house is going to get clean is if I clean it. Do you see the energy of that? It's not love. Everybody mad, everybody hateful, is all tension in there. Just give everybody an assignment, delegate it, and if they do it, they do it, and if they don't, they don't. Like, I used to be like that. I don't care if it's a piece of paper on the floor. I'll pick it up. And if I don't want to pick it up, I won't pick it up. Like, if you judge me because a piece of paper on my floor, oh well. I'm definitely going to be clean. I'm definitely going to be organized. I'm definitely going to be structured. But I ain't going to lose my mind over it. Oh no, not at all. So guys, we've come to another end of our day. And I'm excited about this week. Make sure you tap into this week, because we're talking about mentally strong people. We don't focus on things we can't control. If you talk to anybody who's experiencing depression, they are focusing on something they cannot control. If you talk to anybody that is experiencing anxiety, having panic attacks, they are focusing on the things they cannot control. Someone just called me yesterday about their boyfriend being out of town and upsetting them, and they having a panic, and I'm like, calm down, it's going to be okay. I wish I could just jump inside her body and say, you can't control that, dude. You can't. So just control you. And be the best you. Get excited about that. So we always say, if you don't have 5 minutes, you don't have a life. So we always welcome everyone at the end of the show to go ahead and tap into a 2-minute meditation. We say every day, take 5 minutes. You have 24 hours every day. Take 23 hours and 55 minutes. Do whatever you want to do with that, right? But for 5 minutes, steal away. For 5 minutes, let it just be you and you. Me, myself, and I. I'm going to tap into myself. This is a good week to start writing down, what are the things that I feel like I need to have control over? Why do I not ask others for help? Why do I not delegate? Why do I not trust others? I know I've been let down. Why don't I change my prayer to God, send people into my life that I can trust, that I can absolutely give them the task and know blindly that it's going to be taken care of. I had too many people around me that's just in my pockets that don't care nothing for me, right? But at the end of the day, I was the one always doing for them. Can you show me an army of me? Can you show me an army of people that care, that people that want to unite for a beautiful cause to support this world and this community? That's what I signed up for, God. Can you connect me with those people? I promise you they'll come your way. They will. That's why you're in Healing 101, because you're a healer. If you would like to, put your hand over your heart, close your eyes. May God continue to shine his face upon you. May God be gracious to you and grant you peace. Today we forgive ourselves for believing that we should have done better when we didn't know how. And we forgive others for the same. We are open and ready for things to start going our way. We're asking to receive a message in this physical world today that is a reflection of that. We are open and ready to receive that message. It's already done. It's already done. I already have it. It's already mine. Wow, guys. This week, please tap in. Wouldn't it be awesome if we stopped trying to control all the external components around us that we have no control over anyway, and we start going within so we won't go without? Have a beautiful, phenomenal day on purpose. I will see you guys tomorrow, Monday through Friday, live at 5.